Not all cartoon dates are created equal. Some moments leave fans cheering, while others fall flat. Today, we're diving into 1-star versus 5-star cartoon romances. Let's start with a kiss that made the 3-season wait totally worth it. In the very last episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender, fans finally got the moment they had been waiting for. Aang and Katara's big kiss. After the huge fight with Fire Lord Ozai, the war was finally over. The world could start to heal, and for the first time, Team Avatar could breathe without the fear of battle hanging over them.
And your mother would be proud too.
We'll rebuild it together.
The scene takes place on a beautiful balcony in Ba Sing Se. Aang stands quietly, looking out at the city. Even after his victory, he feels the weight of being the Avatar. Katara walks over to him, just like she always has, ready to support him. Their bond has been building since the very beginning of the show, through danger, laughter, and moments of trust. When Katara leans in and kisses Aang, it feels like everything has come full circle. It's sweet, simple, and full of emotion. For years, fans watched Aang struggle with his feelings for her, and Katara wrestle with her own emotions. That kiss gave everyone the answer they wanted. It was the start of something new for both of them after years of struggle and growth. Aang and Katara's kiss is the reward for all the waiting, a beautiful ending that leaves fans smiling long after the credits roll. Now, some romantic moments look perfect on the surface, but something's missing underneath. Take this elegant dance. In Star vs. the Forces of Evil, relationships are a big part of the story, and one of the most talked about is Star's complicated history with Tom. The Silver Bell Ball sets the stage for what should have been a meaningful moment between the two. At the ball, Star and Tom share a dance. On the surface, it looks like an attempt to fix the cracks in their relationship and show that they could make things work again.
Kingdoms of Muni. Each year, we hold this dance to celebrate the peace between us. Welcome to the Silver Bell Ball.
But when you really watch the scene, it feels off. The dance is polite and well choreographed, yet the emotion just isn't there. Star and Tom are trying to patch things up, but the spark simply doesn't light. Instead of feeling romantic, it comes across as forced, like two people trying too hard to convince themselves they should belong together.
It's time to be a better princess. Sunglasses at night. Tom, may I have this dance?
I'd be delighted.
Fans couldn't help but compare this moment to Star's chemistry with Marco. Whenever Star and Marco shared the screen, there was natural energy and warmth. With Tom, even in this carefully staged scene, the connection seems weaker and less believable. That's why the Silver Bell Ball dance didn't leave much of an impact. This scene is remembered less for romance and more for how flat it felt. It's a small, forgettable chapter in a relationship that never reached the same emotional depth as the show's stronger pairings. In the end, the dance reminds us why Starco became the fan favorite ship, while Star and Tom's moments faded into the background. But when you want to see real heart and chemistry, sometimes you need to go way back. In The Simpsons Season 2 episode, The Way We Was, fans are treated to a touching flashback that reveals how Marge and Homer first fell in love. The story is told as the family sits down together, and Marge remembers her high school prom night. What begins as a rocky memory soon turns into one of the sweetest and most important moments in their entire love story.
Hey, Estelle?
Excuse me, is this room 106?
Hey, who's that? I don't know.
Why do birds suddenly appear?
Back in high school, Homer wasn't exactly Marge's first choice. She initially agreed to go to the prom with the more polished and confident Artie Ziff. Homer, meanwhile, was awkward, clumsy, and far from smooth. Yet, despite his flaws, he was genuine. He cared deeply for Marge, even if he didn't always know the right way to show it.
Oh, Marty. Please. No, really, I mean it. Now stop it.
I'm sorry, Marge.
Take me home, Marty.
Well, it's 1 o'clock.
On prom night, things didn't go as planned. Marge realized that Artie wasn't the gentleman she thought he was. In contrast, Homer's kindness and sincerity stood out. By the end of the night, it became clear to her where her heart truly belonged. She left Artie behind and chose Homer, setting the foundation for their lifelong bond.
Be quiet.
I haven't seen you in school before.
Okay, Simpson.
What?
You just bought yourself another day of detention.
Maybe we should get together sometime.
2 days.
I'm sorry, I don't even know your name.
I'm Homer.
3 days.
Jake.
4 days.
Simpson.
5 days.
It was worth it.
6 days.
The flashback is both funny and heartwarming. It balances classic Simpsons humor with a rare dose of romantic sentiment. Watching younger Homer awkwardly try to win Marge's love feels relatable and endearing, and Marge's decision to be with him shows the strength of their connection.
I'll walk in the mud.
Homer?
Marge?
Yeah, you want to ride?
Sure.
You know, Homer, when I got home, I realized who I should have gone to the prom with.
Who?
This scene is a cornerstone of The Simpsons. It gives fans a heartfelt origin story for one of television's most iconic couples. The prom night flashback captures what makes Homer and Marge so enduring, imperfect, sometimes messy, but always filled with real love. It's a beautiful reminder that the heart often knows what it wants. Not every love story gets a happy ending though. Sometimes feelings explode. Literally. In regular show season 3, episode 23, Yes Dude Yes, Mordecai finds himself in one of the most awkward moments of his love life. Earlier in the episode, he thinks he sees Margaret getting proposed to by another guy. Heartbroken, he decides to move on and quickly starts dating CJ, a cheerful cloud girl.
Yeah, so his head just exploded.
Later, Mordecai and Rigby go to the coffee shop. That's where things get really messy. Mordecai learns that the proposal he saw was actually a misunderstanding. The guy with Margaret wasn't her fiancé at all. It was just her cousin. Relieved, Mordecai tries to take another chance. He even invites Margaret to go see a movie with him, hoping the door is still open for them.
It was kind of awkward, but cute, you know? Oh my gosh, there he is! That's him!
Ooh. This is my cousin, John.
Cousin?
Yeah, he finally got a new leg today. Check it out.
Not bad, right?
But CJ follows him and overhears everything. From her point of view, it looks like Mordecai is two-timing her. Hurt and angry, she snaps. Since she's a living storm cloud, her emotions literally explode. The coffee shop is torn apart in a swirl of thunder and lightning as CJ loses control. Mordecai tries to calm her down and explain, but the damage is already done. CJ storms off and the whole moment ends in chaos instead of clarity.
What is she talking about?
Wait, hold on.
Oh, no.
We can work this out.
What do you mean, work this out?
Wait, Mordecai, are you dating this girl?
No. We're just friends. Just friends.
Just friends?
Even though the scene is dramatic, it doesn't have much heart. It's more about a misunderstanding and destruction than real growth between Mordecai and Margaret. The coffee shop moment feels forced and messy, leaving fans frustrated instead of satisfied. Here's proof that the best romance can happen in the most unexpected places. In season 2 of Teen Titans, episode 6, Date with Destiny, Robin finds himself in one of the strangest and most romantic situations of the series. The story begins when Killer Moth threatens to unleash chaos on the city unless Robin agrees to take his spoiled daughter, Kitten, to her high school prom. Forced into it, Robin reluctantly accepts, knowing he has no choice if he wants to save the city.
And you will take her to prom.
This prom is some manner of duel, yes? These demands must not be met.
Cyborg, report. How bad is it? Bad.
At first, the setup seems purely comedic. Robin, dressed up in a tux, is stuck with Kitten, who is clingy, loud, and over the top in every way. But as the night goes on, the real heart of the episode shines through, not between Robin and Kitten, but between Robin and Starfire. Starfire, watching from the sidelines, is clearly bothered by the situation. Her reactions show hints of jealousy and hurt, emotions that reveal just how deeply she cares for Robin.
I'm really hoping she doesn't show. Starfire?
On such occasions, I believe it is customary to wear a dead plant.
Star, you're supposed to be helping the others track down Killer Moth.
Robin, meanwhile, can't hide his own feelings. Though he plays along with Kitten to keep the peace, his eyes constantly drift towards Starfire. In small, quiet moments, the tension between them speaks louder than words. Fans saw not just a crime-fighting partnership, but two people slowly realizing how much they mean to each other.
Ooh, goody! Another slow dance!
Yeah.
The prom night scene perfectly captures the magic of Robin and Starfire's relationship. It's playful, heartfelt, and filled with romantic tension. For Rob Star fans, this episode became a favorite because it showed that beneath the action and battles, the Teen Titans also had room for real, tender emotions. But what happens when writers try something that just feels off? In Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, the writers took a bold step by pairing two members of the gang romantically. In Season 1, Episode 10, Howl of the Fright Hound, viewers saw Shaggy and Velma share a brief romantic connection while dealing with another spooky case.
I'll handle this. Like, sorry, Jason, but Velma has super important Mystery Incorporated stuff to do.
Shaggy Rogers, how chivalrous of you to rebuke the advances of another suitor.
On paper, it sounds like a fun twist. Two longtime friends discovering deeper feelings for each other. But in execution, it just didn't fit. The moment happens in the middle of the mystery. Velma leans into her feelings, wanting Shaggy to treat the relationship as something serious. Shaggy, however, is awkward, nervous, and clearly uncomfortable with the idea of being official.
Meanwhile, it's not like you're totally alone, right?
I guess not.
Let's go, lovebirds.
His constant need to hide the romance from Scooby only made the whole thing feel forced. Instead of adding depth to the show, the flirtation came across as unnatural and out of character, especially for Shaggy, who was always more about food and fun than romance.
Don't suppose you got around to deciding the Scooby versus Velma question I asked you earlier. Okay, apology accepted, but I still missed you.
Not here.
The relationship quickly fizzled out, and by the time the breakup happened, it left little impact. Fans were split from the start, some appreciated the attempt to try something new, while many others felt it hurt the chemistry of the core group. For a series that usually balanced humor, scares, and teamwork so well, this romantic subplot never quite clicked. Shaggy and Velma's flirtation is remembered more as a misstep than a milestone. It lacked emotional weight, divided the fan base, and ended just as quickly as it began, making it one of the weakest moments in Mystery Incorporated. On the flip side, some couples make the weirdest situations feel totally normal. In Season 2 of Adventure Time, Episode 12, Her Parents, Jake and Lady Rainicorn's relationship takes center stage in a charming and hilarious way. The episode begins when Lady Rainicorn invites Jake to meet her parents, a big step in any relationship. The problem? Her parents don't exactly approve of dogs, which puts Jake in an awkward position from the start. To make things easier, Jake uses his shape-shifting powers to disguise himself as a Rainicorn. This clever trick allows him to blend in, and what follows is a mix of comedy and sweetness that only Adventure Time could pull off. As Jake fumbles through the evening, trying to keep up the act, his genuine love for Lady Rainicorn still shines through. He isn't just putting on a performance, he's doing it because he wants to make her happy.
Yo, my bad, I'll get him.
Eventually, the truth does come out, and while the reveal could have gone badly, the moment instead turns heartfelt. Lady Rainicorn's parents see Jake for who he really is, and the episode ends with a sense of warmth and acceptance. What could have been just another silly gag turns into an important milestone in their relationship. Jake and Lady Rainicorn's magical date is memorable because it blends humor, magic, and sincerity. It highlights Jake's devotion, Lady Rainicorn's support, and the quirky charm of their romance. For fans, this scene is a reminder that love can be weird, messy, and funny, but still completely real. It's a standout moment that solidifies them as one of the show's sweetest couples. Then there are those moments that just should be perfect, but just aren't. In Phineas and Ferb Season 2, Episode 54, Summer Belongs to You, the gang takes on one of their biggest adventures yet, traveling around the world in a single day. While the episode is filled with excitement, invention, and musical fun, there's also a small, quieter moment that hits differently for fans of Phineas and Isabella.
Oh, Phineas!
Ferb, show the happy couple to their table.
Here is our table, Mishti. Is this okay with you? It is not too drafty, is it?
It will be fine, Baljeet.
Cue music. Classical music. Very romantic.
During their stop in Paris, the group pauses to admire a beautiful sunset over the city. For Isabella, this feels like the perfect chance to finally get closer to Phineas. She's been carrying a crush on him since the very beginning, and Paris, arguably the most romantic city in the world, sets the stage perfectly. She tries to share the moment with him, hoping he'll see her as more than just a friend.
Pid.
Hey, everyone. I'm wearing a diaper.
So, do I know romance or what?
What?
I said.
But in classic Phineas fashion, he's completely oblivious. Instead of picking up on Isabella's hints, he keeps his focus on the group's big adventure, talking about their goals and inventions rather than her feelings. For viewers rooting for Finbella, it's a sweet but frustrating letdown. The opportunity for romance is right there, yet it slips away unnoticed. The scene doesn't move the story forward or deepen their relationship. It's more of a quick tease than an actual development, which left many fans wishing for more. While cute, the Paris sunset moment is ultimately a non-event. Phineas's cluelessness makes it feel hollow, and with no real impact on the plot or their relationship, it becomes one of the more forgettable moments in their long-running dynamic. Thankfully, some shows know exactly how to deliver on years of build-up. In Kim Possible, So the Drama, the TV movie that served as the series finale, fans finally got the moment they had been waiting for. After years of missions, banter, and unspoken feelings, Kim Possible and Ron Stoppable's relationship took a dramatic turn during their high school prom. The story builds to a huge showdown with Dr. Draken, who once again threatens the world with one of his wild schemes. As always, Kim and Ron team up, proving that their friendship and teamwork are unshakable. But once the danger passes and the night calms down, something even bigger happens, an emotional shift that had been brewing since the beginning. At prom, surrounded by classmates and music, Kim and Ron finally see each other in a new light. Their friendship transforms into something deeper as they share a heartfelt kiss. It's not just sweet, it's the culmination of years of growth, loyalty, and chemistry that fans have been rooting for all along. And sometimes the most real moments are the ones that don't go anywhere at all. In Gravity Falls Season 2, Episode 2, Into the Bunker, Dipper Pines finally tries to face his feelings for Wendy Corduroy. Throughout the series, his crush on the older, cooler teenager has been one of the show's running subplots. This episode seemed like it might finally give fans some kind of resolution.
Look, Wendy, about earlier. In the heat of the moment, I might have said some dumb things, and can't we just pretend none of that ever happened? Please?
Dude, it's okay.
While exploring a creepy hidden bunker underneath the woods, Dipper and Wendy find themselves in a tense, isolated situation. Monsters and mysteries are all around, but Dipper is more focused on the chance to open up about his feelings. With his nerves on edge, he stumbles through an awkward attempt to confess. It's clear he wants their relationship to be more than friendship.
Well, how do you feel?
Anxious? Scared? Kinda itchy?
Dude, don't be itchy, man. Let me tell you something. This summer was super boring until you showed up.
Wendy, however, handles it with maturity and kindness. She gently tells Dipper that she values him as a friend, but doesn't see him in a romantic way. The moment is awkward but honest, leaving Dipper embarrassed but also relieved to have finally spoken up. Instead of sparking a new romance, the scene quietly closes the door on his crush.
See you for movie night tomorrow. Your place this time, okay?
While the exchange is heartfelt, it doesn't lead to any real payoff. The relationship stays platonic, and the moment quickly fades into the background of the larger mystery plot. From awkward misses to legendary kisses, these cartoon dates show the highs and lows of animated romance. Which one's your favorite? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, watch this next video on your screen right now. You'll love it!